Sorry, I switched computers because the other one was working better, but I have files on this one that I needed. I just have to make sure I transfer everything completely. So sorry about that. But I wanted to show you guys this chart and be able to write on it and everything. And I forgot that this class needs that. So okay, now my stuff not working right. All right, so this was one that they didn't have an example for throughout the notes, in the book. But I left it in there because I did want to go over it and I meant to talk about it after I posted the homework, but this is the first class for it, so I'm glad you asked the question. So they want to know what is the z-score that has the area to the left with 0.05. And so, in other words, if we go to the z-score chart, which is what we're about to do, we're going to go and look for the closest value on the inside. Because remember, what's on the inside of the chart is your area, and then we're going to find the z-score that corresponds to it. So we're going to go to the inside of the chart, find the closest thing to 0.05, or 0.0500, and then find the corresponding z-score. So remember over here, we have 3.4, 3.3, dot, 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 all the way to positive 3.3 and 3.4. Then up top, we have 0.00, 0.1, and I'll just leave that blank since I made it short. Going all the way to 0.09. We want to know what's the closest thing to 0.0500 in the z-score chart. All right. So let's see. Right here we have 0.0505. And also, and it doesn't matter whether it's greater or larger. We just want to know what's the closest thing to it. And then also notice we have 0.0495. Let me see, is this going to be that one that's in between? Let me see, I got -1.64, -1.65. Okay. All right. So when we look at these, and they want us to round it to 2 decimal places, in actuality, we have, let me go back to the notes. We have 0.0505, 0.0495. In actuality, both of them are 0.0005 away from the value that we want, which is 0.0500. So, and this one corresponds to, my notes go, there we go, 1.64, 1.65. Now, normally there's a clear-cut answer. In this case, like I said, it's like right in between. 1.65, 1.645. In other words, the 1.6 is up here, the 0.05 is up here. So that's what I'm talking about, as far as corresponding. And like I said, normally with most of our values, there is one clear-cut answer. This one is right in between. So what they normally would do is take both of them, add them together, and divide by 2. Once again, this is just one of those weird ones. Normally you don't have to do this, but this one is, they equally far apart from this 0.050. All right. And so going to your answer, they say round it to 2 decimal places. If they gave room, because let me see if it's at the bottom of this chart. Yeah. And the reason why I did that, because if you look down here, when we get into hypothesis testing, notice how 0.05 is associated with 1.645 and negative 1.645. So that's where that value comes from, because it's right in between. So that's going to matter later on. But they tell us to round it to 2 decimal places. So if I actually round this to 2 decimal places, just 1.65. And so this would be our answer. But like I said, I did this to make sure that we see that where the value is coming from when we look at a hypothesis testing later on. That's why they have 1.645, because they're equally away from the 0.05, which is right here in the middle. And so the answer is going to be 1.65. Now let's see if we get another one. So I can show you one that doesn't call for all that. Okay, let's try 0.30 to the left, 0.600. So once again, we go inside the chart and look for 0.000, and we're going to find the corresponding z-score. All right, so we're looking for 0.6. All right, so if you notice right here, it goes from 0.5987, then it jumps to 0.626. Now this one is 0.0013 away from it. This one is 0.0026 away from 0.6. So if we look at our two options, we have 0.5987, we have 0.6026. So you see that this one is 0.0013 away. This one is 0.0026. If I were to subtract 0.0026 from it, I get 0.6. If I were to add 0.0013 to this one, then I would get 0.6. So this one right here is closest. So that's the z-score that we're going to pull. Is everybody okay with that before I go any further? So we went into the chart look for the closest value to 0.6. These were the two values that shows where 0.6 would be in between. So we say which one is closest. And we see that this one right here is the closest to 0.6. So now we want to find the z-score that corresponds to it. That is going to be 0.25. So the answer will be 0.25. All right. Questions on that? And ask for the z-score, not z-score, okay, they didn't ask for shading, so that's just it for that. Draw. All right. All right, so is everybody good with that one before we look at another problem?
Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for going over both of those. But back to question 11, like
Mm-hmm.
my question was asking me, I think it was like six, I don't know, it wasn't on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I do? Do I have to Google a Z chart? I think it was.
Mm-mm. No, remember I said anything greater than that is still going to be 0, 0, 0.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Thank you. I
Yep,
see.
not a problem. Yep. Because remember, I went from 4 and then I went to 10, and 10 was still 0, 0, 0.
Okay.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep,
Thank you.
yep, not a problem. Hold on, I'm pulling up my assignment. I think there are like one or two more I want to do in that section, but I know someone has had a question first, so let me address her question, and then I'll go back to 6.2. 6112, okay, thank you. All right, Ms. Blow, make sure we got the right one. If not, let me know. So it says assume that the probability of having a boy is 0.5. Probability of having a girl is 0.5. Okay, yeah, it's going 50%. When a family has two children, the different possibility arrangement, GG, GB, okay. Probability of these arrangements are shown below. It says find the probability of having 0, 1, 2 girls in a family of two children. Okay, so they give us 0.25, 25% having two girls, 25% chance of having a girl or boy, then boy, girl, then boy, boy. So what's the probability of having no girls? So we're talking about two boys is going to be 0.25. So we're going off of the chart right here. So two boys, 0.25. They say what's the probability of having one girl? That's actually going to be a 50% chance because you could do girl, boy, and then boy, girl. And then the probability of having both girls would be 0.25. We're just adding up the probabilities just using this chart right here. Can't draw on the screen, but we're just using this chart. And that should be, yep, that's it for that. Let's see what else it asks us. And then this chart should reflect those numbers. Let's see. Okay, that's all you needed. Okay, cool, cool. Guess we're going to finish it off. This chart should reflect those numbers. So Should be this one right here, B, with the 0.5 in the middle, and then 0 and 2 matching up. Not a problem. Yeah. And yeah, so that's all that was. Yeah. Now I most definitely can see how that can throw you if you're not thinking, in the terms that they want you to think. Yeah. All right. 6.2, number 9. Didn't mean to do that. That's all good. All right, technology defined. I'm going to find the area to the curve of 0.49. So we're looking at 0.49. We're talking about the area to the left. So it's just D. So you see 0.49 and then you shade to the left. So that's all they're asking of you. And then if you want the values, you would go to the z-score chart and look for 0.49. So 0.4 is right here. 9 is up here. And that's 0.6879. Let's see how many decimal places they ask from you. Yeah, that's all they wanted was that. Mr. Echoes, was that good? I think that was Mr. Echoes that asked that. Yeah. Okay, cool. And you just keep on with that same pattern. Now, if they ask you to the right, then what I would do, let me go to the notes. Now, to the left, you always just use the chart value. But if they ask you what's to the right of, then you do 1 minus the chart value. So if they want to know what was to the right of 0.49, you do 1 minus the 0.6875. And then whatever that value is would be your answer. All right. Let's see. I know there was another problem I wanted to do. Okay. So now you can always go to your e-text and type in for the page number A-2 and A-3. That would be the chart. That would be pages for your chart in your book, in your e-text. Yep, not a problem. Don't forget the dash. Don't forget the dash. That we found it out in last class. You leave that dash out, it won't recognize. So let me see. No issue. Mean you. I probably is IQ less than. Nope. That's not what I'm looking for. We just did one of those. See if this is what I want. Okay, I think this is it right here. Okay, so this one right here. Suppose that the heights of women at a college are approximately normally distributed with a mean of 65 inches, population standard deviation of 1.5. What is the height at 15th percentile? Include the height at the 15th percentile, right? Okay, let's see z-score. All right, so let's write down the given information. And this is number 19. I don't know if anyone got to that one yet, but so we have mean of 65, standard deviation of 1.2. No, that's 1.5. And so then we have the area that let us know is the 15th percentile. All right, we'll see if there's anything else. And the question is, what is the height? You don't missing anything? All right, should be good to go. Yeah. All right, so we have our mean is 65, standard deviation 1.5, area is the 15th percentile, which means we talked about this last class. It's not a hard write with this one. That's why I switched computers, but I'm getting it in there. So the 15th percentile is, remember that means that 15% of the data or 15% of the testing or 15% of the heights in this case is going to be less than or equal to the value in question, our X value. So they want us to find what is the height at the 15th percentile. What's the data value in question that marks the 15th percentile? In other words, what is X? All right, so now we have to figure out what Z-score. So first thing you want to do is find what Z-score corresponds to the 15th percentile. So this is one of those times where you have to go to the chart. 0.15, that represent the 15th percentile. And we want to know what Z-score corresponds to that. So going back to our Z-score chart, just want to show you guys what I see so you know what to do. So we're looking at 0.15. That's 0.13, 0.15. So here it goes 0.1515, here 0.1492. So this value right here is the closest, 0.1492. You can always just take those values, subtract them from 0.15, see which one's closest. But here we have 0.0008 away. This is 0.0015 away. So we're going to use this 0.1492. That corresponds to negative 1.04. So that was the value we found in the chart, that 0.1492. All right, so our z-score that we're going to use is negative 1.04. So before we move on to this first step, is everybody okay with that? All right. Let's see, now we can find x. We have enough information. So now our z-score formula is x minus mu over sigma. Now, if I were to solve that for x, you're not going to have to do this every single time. I'm just showing you the background as to where this stuff comes from. If I were to solve this for x, I would multiply both sides by sigma, and then I would add mu. So that would leave me with the formula of x equal to, excuse me. So I'm not asking you to solve it. I'm just going ahead and giving it to you. And this is what you would use to find the data value. If you have mu, your median, I say median, your mean, if I can get it out. So if you have your mean and you have your z-score, you have your standard deviation. If you have those three pieces, then you have enough information to find your actual data value. And so this right here is just a manipulation of this formula right here. All right, so now we can plug in those values. Our mean is 65. We found the corresponding z-score negative 1.4. And then the standard deviation is, I think it was 1.5. If I remember correctly. Yep. All right, so that's times 1.5 plus 65. So I'm getting 63.44 as my answer. And that was it. Now I was looking back at the home where they asked for one decimal place, so always make sure you pay attention to that. So the actual answers that they're looking for, 63.4. All right. Questions on the process or questions on anything that I did for that problem? Okay, the next one deals with percentile again, so we do the same thing. All right. So try that out. All of them still be the same process. Anybody else have any other questions or any other problems? Anybody trying to think get stuck? Not good. Everybody straight. All right. Let me see the next section. 7.1, if I'm not mistaken. Um, 7.1 is a bunch of definitions. Okay, so I am going to post chat section 7.1. 7.1 is a bunch of definitions, so I'm going to give those to you so that you can, well, like we did last time with definitions. And versus we create a bunch of notes. So 7.2 is what we'll get into next class. Let's look at 7.2. Yeah, there's some calculation in 7.2. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. I'll post the words that you guys need to look at. In a few minutes when I get off, I'll go ahead and post that for you guys. I thought I already did, but I know I didn't. I meant to. I know I didn't. So I'm gonna post that, and that'll be due. What? Get it to me by next week. Give you guys a week. It's only one section, 7.1. But you want to get to that as soon as possible. It's just the same type of thing. Some of them have already been answered, like population, sample, statistic. But then they use that to segue into other things. Even goes back into the symbolism for your sample versus your population, which is something we talked about. But introduce biases and stuff like that. So next class we'll get into 7.2. I'll post that review today and the test. Like I said, unless anybody had any disagreements on just doing the test at home, you know what I mean? Doing it on your own, I mean, because I can go ahead and make that project. I want to make sure everybody's happy. Let's see. Sorry on
No,
that.
thank you.
Whether the last test is going to be cumulative is or not. Mm, it depends. Let's see how far we get. I don't know how far we're going to be able to get in reference to the course. It's supposed to be cumulative. I'll say it like that. It's supposed to be cumulative. But let's get a little closer to the end. But right now you should be preparing for a cumulative. But at the same time, I'm going to give you a review. I'm going to keep the same flow, same format. I'll give you a review that's going to be very similar to what's going to be on it, so you'll know what to study on and what to study for. So you won't walk into it blindly. And then also I'll give you the right to be able to make a note sheet. So you will be able to have something that you can reference as well. So either way, yeah, yeah, yeah. Either way, you'll be able to set yourself up, if you want to, in a nice way to be able to knock this test out. I heard somebody else. I heard somebody unmute. Was that a question that was somebody about to ask?
Oh no, that's just me. Sorry about my terrible attendance. It's been really insane lately.
Oh, it's all good. Hey, trust me, I get it. Life happens. Um, you don't even
Yeah,
have
I
to
just
apologize.
graduated high school and I have two jobs, so it's been a little like, wait, you scheduled me when I have class again. You guys stop that. I already told you, stuff like that. And then so it's still okay to kind of do it at our own pace. We don't have to do it by the exact date.
Right. As long as you get everything done by August 8th, because that's our
Wonderful.
last,
Okay.
yeah, that's our last day. No flexibility on that date. That's when the course ends.
Yes.
So long as you get
Awesome. Thank you
everything,
so much. That was my only question. Just making
yeah,
sure.
yeah, not a problem. I'm pretty sure there were others who had that same question, so you're all right. So
And then all of the assignments that we would ever have to do are underneath the Pearson, whatever, in there under assignments.
yes. So now there's the
Awesome.
matter of fact, let me do this because someone else had a question about the reviews and everything. So that's a good segue into that. So assignment manager, just right class. Let's go to the main menu. There we go. All right. So glad you asked that because I was going to go back here anyway. So you guys got chapter 1, chapter 2 definitions. If you never turned those in, you do want to get those in because that's an easy 100. So you don't want to, because 0 compared to 100, you don't want a 0 for no reason, right? So make sure you guys get those in if you still haven't gotten those in to me. You just click on it And, there you go. And make sure you do both pages. Same thing with definition two. There's a few on this other page. So make sure you get both of those in. I'm going to post chapter 7 right under chapter 2, where, like I said, that first section is just, it's just definitions. So, just like before, same thought process. When I had chapter 1, chapter 2, instead of me going through just writing all these lectures in the end, there's no calculation. You guys can go ahead and do that, familiarize yourself with the terms, and they're going to be in order. There's nothing crazy that's going to occur. And so that's going to happen. And then right here, your assignments, all of your homework assignments and tests will be right here. If you do not see, notice how the tests have this green diamond. If you do not see tests, then that means that your assignment is just clicked on homework. So if you just click on homework, then that's all you'll see is homework. All right. So somebody asked about test review. So we've only done 2 tests so far, or 2 tests only been posted so far. Now the first one does not have a review, and I think that's what somebody asked me about. And I forgot I was thinking about another class when I answered that person's question. The first one doesn't have a test review because most of it is definitions and then a few graphs. So I didn't put a test review up there because really it's only one way to ask. But it's only one way to ask a definition question. What is statistics? You know what I mean? So I did, because these reviews, the way I set them up, they set up like homework. You could do them unlimited amount of times. So in all fairness to that type of question, I just posted a test. But every time I post a test, you get 2 chances to get the best grade possible. So you get 2 chances at this test and this one. Same thing would be for the next one I posted today. You get 2 chances to get the best grade possible. These down here, sample tests and quizzes, do not do these. So anything under this title, do not do. I cannot remove them. It's just something embedded into my math lab shell. But your tests are up here. Once again, it should be clicked as all assignments. But if you do not see tests, then that just means you need to, mess with this little icon up here. All right. And notice, like I mentioned to your classmate, 8-8 is what all of your assignments say. So you have the flexibility of getting caught up as soon as possible. You just can't move past that date. And yeah. Any questions on your assignments? Any questions on anything? Everybody good? Okay. All right. Well, if you guys are good, then I am good as well. Not going all the way to the end of the hour. Normally I don't go all the way to the end of the hour, but we'll use that 7.1 as our buffer for this one. So like I said, I'll post that in a second. And then next class we'll start at 7.2. Did I hear somebody unmute?
Yes.
Yes.
So the only test that we won't have an opportunity to take twice is the final, correct?
Well, you will, the way I will set it up is that because it is the final, we will do it proctored. And then I will create a makeup opportunity, but the highest grade you can get on it is a 75.
Okay.
Because what I don't want is for somebody to, just try to just do the makeup. So I'm trying to push everybody because, it's supposed to be proctored. So yeah, so I'll do it like that. Where in the highest grade you can get on to 75. So you really would only take the makeup if you didn't get an A or a B on it, if you want to raise your grade, then you can do it like that. But yeah, so you will have the opportunity. And I'll think about it. I may up it a little bit, maybe up it to 80. I don't know. But normally I do 75 because I'm trying to push everybody to do the proctored test, which is what's supposed to happen,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, not a problem. And like I said, we can talk more about it when we get closer to it and everything like that. And then that proctored, not proctored, that makeup also has to be done by, our due date of 8/8 as well. So that means when we go looking at the dates, our final exam will have to be the week of August 2nd, so that you guys can have the opportunity to go and take knock out that makeup if you want to take the makeup before the due date. All right. Anything else? Anybody else before we close? All right.
Have a
So,
great day.
oh, thanks. You do the same. You do the same. So, you guys have a good one. Be safe. Yep. Thank you. And I will see you on next class. Thank you. Thank you. You do the same.